Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're kicking off something new today, a deep dive series all about Pathway.
hmm
It's a platform that's trying to change the world of steel construction
Okay.
and kind of bring some order to it.
Right.
Um, and so what I was reading about this is that they're really trying to solve this problem of all these different players in the world of steel construction.
Yeah.
You've got the engineers,
Yeah.
you've got the detailers, you've got the fabricators, and they're all kind of doing their own thing.
Right.
And they're not really working together in this kind of seamless way.
Yeah, and this is really a pain point that's been around for ages.
Yeah.
And they're trying to address it head on.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I read about that really resonated with me was just how much time people spend on things like Excel spreadsheets,
Yeah.
just trying to find the right forces for a connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just about the time wasted, it's also about the potential for errors.
Right.
When you're manually transferring data between different systems, things can get lost in translation.
So the idea is that this platform brings everybody together on the same page, working from the same data.
Yeah, a single source of truth, as they call it.
Right. And how does this thing actually work?
Okay, so they're tackling this problem on 3 different levels.
Okay.
The first level is stakeholder collaboration.
Okay.
So you've got all these different groups involved in a steel construction project.
Right.
Engineers, detailers, fabricators, project managers.
Yeah.
Often they're each focused on their own tasks
Mm-hmm.
with little incentive to share information beyond their immediate roles.
Right. Right. It's kind of like everybody's working in their own little silo,
Exactly.
and they don't really see the big picture.
Yeah, and that leads to all sorts of problems.
Okay.
Miscommunication errors, delays, rework, you name it.
Yeah, so Pathway's trying to break down these silos.
Exactly.
How do they do that?
By creating a unified platform where everyone can access the same up-to-date information.
Okay, so instead of emailing giant files back and forth,
Right.
everybody's working from the same source of truth.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, so that's level 1. What about level 2?
Okay, so level 2 is task-specific fragmentation.
Task-specific fragmentation.
Yeah, so even within a team, you can have individuals who are so focused on their individual tasks
Mm-hmm.
that they lose sight of the bigger picture.
Right.
So, it's like they're missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah, okay.
And this can lead to problems that span multiple roles,
Uh-huh.
but no one has the full context to solve them because they're so focused on their little piece of the puzzle,
Yeah.
they're not seeing how it fits into the whole.
Okay, that makes sense. And then the third level.
The third level is all about the tools we use.
Okay.
So you've got all these different software programs
Yeah.
for structural modeling, detailing, CAD drawing, BIM,
Right.
and each one has its own quirks and file formats.
Right, everybody's speaking a different language.
Exactly. It's a real Tower of Babel situation.
Wow.
And this leads to all sorts of headaches.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Information gets lost in translation. You have
Mhm.
to spend time converting files.
Right.
And it just makes collaboration a real nightmare.
Yeah, so it's not just about efficiency. It's about the potential for errors
Absolutely.
and just the frustration of trying to work with all these different systems.
Exactly.
And it makes it really hard to learn from past projects.
Yeah, because all that data is locked away in these different silos.
Right, you can't easily search it or analyze it
Right.
to see what worked well and what didn't.
Yeah, you're essentially starting from scratch every time.
Wow. So it's not just about the present, it's also about the future.
Exactly.
It's about losing valuable knowledge and insights.
Precisely. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
This fragmented data landscape actually hinders the adoption of powerful new technologies like AI.
Oh, wow. So the very problem that Pathway is trying to solve
Yeah,
with AI is also the problem that's holding AI back.
exactly. It's a bit of a catch-22.
Yeah.
But that's why Pathway's approach is so important.
This deep dive was just a first taste, a quick glimpse at what Pathway might offer. There's still a lot to explore, a lot of questions to answer.
Yeah, this feels like just the tip of the iceberg. And to be honest, I'm pretty excited to see where it goes from here. Maybe this will be the standard for steel detailing in a few years. Who knows?
Exactly. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. And speaking of keeping an eye on things, don't forget to join us next week. We're going to be taking a deep dive into how Pathway works in practice using a real-world workflow example. So if you want to see this technology in action, you won't want to miss it.
That's right. We'll be putting Pathway to the test. Seeing how it handles the nitty-gritty details of a real project should be fascinating.
Absolutely. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone, and we'll see you next week for part 2.
See you then.
Bye.